Hi everybody, welcome back. This is Kim. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. I really appreciate it. Thanks to all of you who have subscribed recently. That's amazing. And my longtime subscribers from way back in the beginning, 6 months ago. I appreciate you too. Anyways, welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, I talk mostly about random technology and also some gig apps, food delivery, Doordash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, that sort of thing. As you can tell by the title, today I'm going to be talking about the Grubhub founder stepping down and how Grubhub almost lost everything to Doordash and Uber Eats. This was a very interesting article that I found, and I kind of just wanted to summarize it for you. So anyways, hope you enjoy it. It's pretty interesting. I did a video the other day about who's winning the food delivery war. If you haven't watched that, please watch that. That's super interesting also. It goes along the same lines as this. Okay, let's move along here. So Matt Maloney stepping down December 2021. The article was from Business Insider. Here's a link to it if you want to read it in its completion. I'm going to put this in the video description so you don't have to write it down or anything. So anyways, on October 8th, he announced he was stepping down. He's the current CEO, I guess, of Grubhub. This comes just a few months after the merge with Just Eat Takeaway. That's a European delivery company that purchased Grubhub. Why is he stepping down? I'm not really sure. We can all speculate, but and where will he go from here? I don't know. And to be honest, that's not what this video is about. So here's what the employees have to say about what's going on with Grubhub. At the start of 2018, Grubhub was the king of food delivery. They started the year with half the market share. And at that time, its main rival, Doordash, only had 17%. Okay, so this is only 3 years ago. A year later, the companies were neck and neck. So in 2019, they were neck and neck. Now, October 21st, Grubhub is below both Doordash and Uber Eats, controlling just 16% of the market. What happened? Employees say Grubhub failed to keep up and adapt as the pandemic hit. The merger with Just Eat Takeaway has added to its problems. Investors are losing confidence in the company's strategy and its leadership. So there's a lot going on with poor Grubhub. Don't feel too sorry for them though. So here is a graph from Bloomberg Second Measure. It kind of shows you the share of sales among the top meal delivery companies. So this was from 2018 through 2021. So that's that time span that I was just talking about. The orange here is Doordash. Let's talk about that one first. So they started down here at about, 17-18%, January 2018. And just steadily grew, and now they're way up here. And they have more than 60% of the market at this point. Now, Grubhub is this red line. They started way up here at 50 and has gradually gone down. Pretty much the mirror image of Doordash. So whatever Doordash is doing right, Grubhub seems to be doing wrong. Uber Eats is pretty much, it's kind of stayed kind of level, some peaks and valleys here and there. And this is Waiter. I don't know what that is, but they've never had a very big market share. And this black one is Postmates. So as we know, it's now part of Uber Eats, but it never really had a great market share either. But this is interesting. So I'm going to try to go over why some of these things happen. Before I forget, please subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that greatly. I'm almost to 300. I want to get to 300 so bad. So anyways, if you could subscribe, that would be fantastic. And also check out my video on who's winning the food delivery war. I'm going to try to put a link here. I always forget to do that, but I'm going to try to put the link so that you can easily find it and watch it. It was very interesting. I got a lot of great comments on that video. Okay. Also give this content a thumbs up if you find it interesting. I would appreciate that also. So anyways, here's some background. So Grubhub digitized paper menus back in 2004, which at the time was pretty cool. It built an online food ordering empire. It went public in 2014, so I'm talking about Grubhub, and profitability was a point of distinction between Grubhub and the venture-backed delivery players like Doordash and Uber Eats. They prided themselves on being profitable and that they were not using venture capital. But the employees themselves say that may have been the downfall. DoorDash, Postmates, Uber Eats had tons of money to blow. Billboards, commercials, driving crazy deals to restaurants. They made so many fun ads and they got the attention of customers. Grubhub couldn't compete with the venture capital money. So now Grubhub, even if they wanted to do all those crazy things, they couldn't because they didn't have the same amount of money that these other platforms had. Grubhub bought lots of smaller delivery competitors. Between 2015 and 2018, they bought Seamless. They're still using that name. I've seen it on some deliveries. LA Bite, Level Up, Order Up, Topingo, Yelp's, Eat24, Dining In, Restaurants on the Run, and Delivered Dish. I never even heard of any of those. But they bought all those up. They did not integrate these companies into Grubhub. They simply just eliminated competition by buying them, which I think was kind of dumb, but I'm sure they had their reasons. And then Grubhub failed to offer the services that DoorDash offered when it came online. So mainly DoorDash's, I'm talking about DoorDash, they had white label software that the restaurants could use with their own apps. So the customers and the restaurants alike preferred DoorDash app platform to Grubhub. And the restaurants were able to use it for their own purposes. Yes, they had to pay for it. Yes, they had, fees and things, but they didn't have to try to build their own app. They could use DoorDash's app. And this, I think, right here is what set them apart, DoorDash apart from Grubhub. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. So then DoorDash is expanding into retail. While DoorDash and Postmates were expanding beyond restaurants and into delivering groceries, pet supplies, drugstore items, etc. I think Uber Eats is in this clump too. I'm not sure why I didn't put it. But Grubhub's Matt Maloney refused to go down that road. Employees said, Matt and the team just don't want to do anything but food. I think it's a stupid decision. I literally screamed at the top of my lungs and said, guys, you just don't get it, said a senior level director who was with the company for 4 years and throughout most of the pandemic. So I guess this guy thought that they should follow suit and do what, you can't beat them, join them. But they didn't want to. Grubhub fell behind on innovation. A former regional manager said, they are not a tech company and that's their failure. They don't want to be a logistics company. They just want to do food delivery. Originally with Grubhub, restaurants used their own delivery fleet, while DoorDash and Uber Eats supplied the drivers. So that's another thing that they did differently. So here's some more negative press for Grubhub. In 2019, reports came out that Grubhub was creating shadow restaurants that resulted in surprise charges to restaurants, which ruined their reputation with the restaurant owners. Maloney defended the decision by saying they were legitimate strategies written into the contracts. So this was kind of sneaky and tricky, but he said it was in their contract, so it was okay that he did it. And Grubhub would not allow restaurants to raise menu prices to cover some of the commission fees, which were up to 30%. And DoorDash gave the restaurants more flexibility, so the restaurants appreciated that. So more restaurants wanted to go with DoorDash. DoorDash added restaurant menus to its app without permission. And this infuriated restaurants because the prices were often outdated on the DoorDash app. But this was short-lived because it brought the restaurants so much more business and the customers love having all the options. So even though they did something kind of sneaky and nasty, it was helping the restaurants because it was giving them a lot more business. So they kind of forgave them. Grubhub refused to do similar things because they said it was against our morals and values. But yet they're going to cheat them this way. So I don't know. It's a lot of interesting hearsay. I don't know that any of this is actually true. It was all in that one article, so take this for what it's worth, but it was interesting to read. So eventually Grubhub succumbed to the pressure. They were losing restaurants because everyone wanted to be with Doordash, and diners were ordering from the less. Ordering from them less. So diners were ordering less from Grubhub because Doordash had many more choices for them, because they added all those restaurants on there that didn't really even sign up, but since they were getting all these orders and making this money, they decided to let it happen, I guess. So then in late 2019, wow, look at all these typos, I'm sorry. Grubhub started adding restaurants without their permission to keep diners from looking elsewhere. So they basically did the same thing that Doordash did. By February 2020, Grubhub had doubled its restaurant count by adding 150,000 non-partner restaurants. So these are restaurants that did not agree to be partners. But still, its chunk of the food delivery sales dropped to 26%, way below DoorDash's 45%. This was in February 2020. When confronted, they used the same restaurant contract excuse. So although they did the exact same thing that DoorDash did and people forgave DoorDash, I don't know that the restaurants were going to forgive Grubhub. So the pandemic hit and the slide continued. DoorDash continued to grab market share and Grubhub continued to slide. Grubhub was sold in 2021 to Just Eat Takeaway. Maloney is no longer the CEO. Adam DeWitt, former CFO, is now going to be Grubhub's CEO. Just Eat Takeaway will try to save its U.S. business by focusing on cities like New York and Chicago where they have a stronger presence. Just Eat stock is down 22% so far this year. Will Grubhub survive? I hope so. So, thank you so much for watching. That's all I had. That's all this article was really talking about. I really hope that Grubhub survives. I really like delivering for Grubhub. I hope that they turn things around and start offering higher pay again. And I hope that they work on their timing. There's no reason to send drivers to the restaurants so early. Wait till the food's almost ready. What's your opinion? Do you think the new management will do the right thing? What do you even think the right thing is? Do you think they'll survive this transition? I hope so. Please put comments below. I love reading everyone's comments. You guys all have such great insight into things, and some of you have been doing this way longer than me. So you have way more history of how things used to be. I didn't start until the end of December last year, so it hasn't even been a year yet. But anyways, thanks again for watching. I hope this was interesting, and yeah, anyways, we'll talk to you next time. Hope that you're doing well, making lots of money, and staying healthy.